The magic of the microphone. 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 I have, for some time now, been wondering whether I should sell my Rode Classic 2 Studio Valve microphone. I used it very briefly here, but it's rather large, and like many valve microphones, has a certain colour to it, which perhaps isn't the best thing to have when you're reviewing other microphones. And then a while ago, of course, I got the SV33. So it's been sitting around for a while, and again I wondered, shall I sell it? And then I thought, I haven't really reviewed it. I did a comparison of the Rodes with the NT1, NT1A, the Classic 2 and the 33, but I didn't review the Rode Classic in its own right. So I thought, let me do that and then see how I feel about it, whether it's a useful colour to have or whether I'm not going to use it really. So that's what this is. The Rode Classic 2, discontinued. They brought out a special edition, which has had different colours, different colour, different finish and so on. That's discontinued too. But nonetheless, as a Valve studio mic, it might be a useful comparison because it's a little bit like one of the Neumanns, I think, perhaps. So it might be useful anyway to evaluate it. How I came to buy it? Well, I've looked at the document and the dates in there. So in the year 2000, almost 20 years to this day, the 13th of January, I noticed, 2000 I bought it. And before buying it, I went to the shop and tried various. I got in various Valve mics around the same price, including a Neumann and some others. And I went with my engineer friend with a mini disc recorder at the time and tried them all out and recorded on mini disc. And then went away and listened. And even in the shop, he and I both agreed, for me, the Rode was the one to get. But I took my time, went away and listened, and decided to buy it. Next on my list is unboxing, charts and accessories. Well, I kind of do my best, but as you'll see, the whole shebang is rather large. And I haven't really got enough room because it comes in a flight case. So let me see if I can do it without breaking anything. The camera will go dark because this is very bright, as you can see. So that's the flight case it comes in. If I can do this without damaging me or the equipment, I shall. I'll rig up the camera from above and show you in detail the various elements once they're out of this case. But I'll just show you the case before we get into that kind of detail. Hope I don't drop a lot on the floor. Then no, I wouldn't have to sell it, would I? So I don't know if you can see very roughly what's going on in there. Not much use to, but I'll show you from above. Everything fits in there and it's padded and it's okay. Flight case works. So enough of that for the minute. What the manufacturer says, excuse me, I'm going to be looking down. And this is about the last iteration of it. The Classic Limited Edition. But it's the same microphone, substantially different finish. It says, to commemorate 15 years of Classic Sound, Rode has issued this collector's edition, only 500 worldwide. The Classic and Classic 2, so the Classic 2, the one I have, was an upgraded version of the original Classic, and I think it's some better components and it's quieter. It's much the same, but it's quiet. It's just been tweaked, really. And I think the Classic 2 Limited, which this is about, is the same as the Classic 2, but with a different finish. It says the Classic and Classic 2 microphones were a labour of love for Rode. Each element, be it the capsule, the transformer, the valve, the body, or the cable, were of the finest quality available. At the heart of both microphones is the 6072 twin triode valve, as found in most of history's most revered transducers. Its unparalleled sonic characteristics have made it incredibly sought after, and with production ceasing over 30 years ago, Rode were lucky to secure a production quantity of new old stock to be used exclusively in the Classic. Goes on, gold spluttered transducer, so on and so forth. I'll put some of this on the screen so you can see. To give you some idea of prices and so on, it's no longer available. Couldn't find any on eBay. It was interesting. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Maybe it's a good thing. People aren't selling them, I guess. I saw a price for one which you couldn't buy because it was no longer in stock, but it seemed to be the last price I could see was about £1,529. Compared to a Neumann M147 that's currently available, and that's £1,970. About 2,000 then. I imagine the Rode might be about 2,000 now because that price was old, so in the same area. And the Earthworks SV33, the price I looked at on the website currently is 2,447. So they're all around that sort of area, with this being slightly more. So that's what the manufacturer says. There's more of it. You can look on the website. Look at the frequency response charts. So if you see on screen, there's the charts in two different polar patterns, and commendably flat from the base right the way through the mid, and both of them at around about 2K start to have a lift. Well, not both of them, it depends on the setting. So if you've got it set at cardioid, yes, it starts lifting at around 2K and peaks at around 10, which is about, 5-6 dB up. If you switch it to Omni, it remains flatter through 2K with just a slight hump there, and then rises quite steeply to about 4 kilohertz and up to, I'd say, about 8 dB at just past 10, maybe about 12 kilohertz. So that should sound different. We'll see if it does. But as you can see, it's not flat. So it's not going to be like this, we would imagine. We shall see. At the low end, carries on all the way down to 20 hertz. It's fine. It doesn't show a proximity trace, so when I get closer to it when we do it, you would expect to hear proximity. And not necessarily on the Omni setting, I imagine, but let's play with it and see. And even in the Omni setting, they don't say what distance this is taken, and thanks to Recording Hacks, I took it from their site, but I just say took it from the Rode site possibly. But anyway, a little bit of a hump around just below 100 when you're Omni setting. Well, here's the mighty case, which I'll open up. And obviously, what I'm going to do, because I can't get far enough away, I'm going to take everything out and put it on the tabletop so you can see what's going on. There's the power supply, the mic, and there's the various cables. So I'll just take everything out, and you can have a butcher's, as we say in England sometimes. I'll start with perhaps the least interesting, the mains cable. This is, what's it called? The mic screws into it and it screws onto, it's not exactly a clip, but with no suspension. But you can change the angle of it. The standard thread in there. This then is the suspension mount. There's something missing. Not missing, something I want to show you. Here it is. It's in a second. So the mount is fine. Shows you the front. I did have an issue. It's a very weighty microphone, and I did have an issue with this not starting to sag. So you'd have to do this up quite tightly. Now originally it came with this on here, and you just couldn't get enough purchase. I think I contacted them. Yes, I did. And they seemed to know about it, and they sent this, which is much better. And at first I found the problem was that it fouled. But silly me, what you can do is, you can see that, you can put spring loaded, so if you're tightening it and it starts to foul there, you can sort of pull it back and it's there's a spline there, and then tighten it further. So that sorted that, and they sent that free of charge. Should be that way up, so that screws into microphone stands. We'll do later, whichever way. And there's your suspension, which works well enough. It's, yeah, it's functional, let's put it that way. Australia. This is the power supply, quite weighty. We'll go through the settings later. And on the back, all these, I wouldn't call them accessories because they're essential, aren't they? But nice enough. Nice enough. Hopefully the money's been spent on the mic itself, so no complaints really. They don't exude this sort of absolute quality, but as I say, it's not that expensive a mic, is it? Knocking up to £2,000, and hopefully the money's been spent elsewhere in the mic itself. The brochure, if you will, which had the date in there, and again sort of photocopied. Fine, bit low contrast, but what does that matter really? Fine, spend the money where it's needed. They do talk about the cable. It's lengthy and it's weighty, and they say it's oxygen-free copper, and that alone weighs a fair bit. There's plenty of it, and so too the microphone itself. Which I haven't ever taken apart. Whoops. And I won't do now either. It's a diaphragm. Quite heavy, as you can imagine. Very nicely finished, actually. It's a coarser grill there, and there's a finer mesh underneath, but you will need a pop shield on it. Gold-plated pins. And this, I would say, is very nicely finished. It's kind of a level up or two from the other stuff, I would say. Brass. Get this python of a connector cable. I guess the dot with the dot, I'm guessing. The gold dot there's where the front, or the business end. Yeah, and the dot there. And then threads maybe a little bit coarse. Or maybe it's just because I haven't been used that much. That fits very firmly there, as you'll see. It attaches through there. And there it is. In the suspension. So I'll rig it up on. I've got a rather monstrous triad orbit mic stand, which I hope will take the weight without sagging. And we'll get down to business. Quite a handsome beast. Yeah, feels like you've got something for your money. But how does it sound? It's more important. Well, here I surely am. I'm on the 33. I've balanced things up as best. I'm going to do this kind of freestyle rather than go through the usual things I go through. I've been playing around over the past couple of days or so. And I'm going to hopefully share with you what I've noticed. One thing I noticed just now, when I was just testing the levels, if I go, ha, 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 don't know if you can hear. I noticed a ring from this, so my voice was vibrating this, causing it to ring. So, I like the idea of that because, I've been going on about the material that the barrel of the mic is made of and the grill and so on and so forth, that I think I can hear it in the sound to some extent. Maybe it's not the baloney that one might have thought. But anyway, I'm going to move from the SV33 to the Classic and see what I notice immediately. I'm on the Classic. What do I notice immediately? Well, the train, the vibration from the train, very low frequency, which has just gone by. It's over the road, quite a way away actually. What do I notice immediately? Well, I notice immediately and immediately and a bit of woof, 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 and then me back away a bit. What do I notice immediately on the Classic? What do I notice immediately on the Classic? Let me go back to the 33. What do I notice on the 33? What do I notice on 30? I notice wah, is much firmer. Well, much. That seems to be firmer. It seems to be missing a bit on the Classic. Back on the Classic. There is that, there's that, ooh. It's nice enough, isn't it? And the top end, so it's a little bit top and bottom, and the middle is a little bit recessed to my voice. The top borders on too much. I'm going to play with the EQ in a bit. That's what I've been doing. Let me go back to the 33. Now I'm back on the 33. Now I'm back on the 33, which to me seems much more natural. I'm going to get the 33 just a little bit closer if I can. I'm at the limit of my... Incidentally, I did use the Classic on this. This is a Rode stand. And the instructions said it could handle the weight. But my experience was it couldn't. I'd put it somewhere, and lo and behold, gradually it would do that. So it's on the mighty Triad Orbit stand over here. Okay, going back to the Classic then. Going back to the Classic then. Going back to the Classic then. I'm back on the Classic then. I'm back on the Classic then. Back on the Classic then. Yeah, can you hear? It's got a sound to it, hasn't it? I find that top a little bit too much, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to reduce the treble. It so happens, and when we look at that peak in the graph, it was pretty much at 12 kilohertz, and would you believe it, that the desk, the treble control, is centered at 12 kilohertz. 12 kilohertz. So I'm going to turn the treble, 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 turn the treble. There's the treble all the way off. Turn the treble all the way off. That's too much. I'm going to take the treble to 3 o'clock. That's 3 o'clock. Treble at 3 o'clock. Treble at 3 o'clock. Now I'm going to go back on the 33. Now I'm back on the 33. I'm back on the 33. I'm on the Rode Classic with the treble. Now to my ears, treble, 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 treble. To my ears, that treble part, with it at 3 o'clock, considerably reduced. The treble part sounds nearer to the 33, but now it's revealed more of the which is going on there. So if I move away a bit, 33 with the treble, classic with the treble reduced, classic with the treble reduced, 33 flat, 33 flat, 33 flat, 33 flat, 33 flat, 33 flat, classic with the treble reduced. Classic, it's still got a little bit of something there, hasn't it? It's on the top, even though the treble's reduced. Then we put the classic back to flat. Classic back to flat. Classic back to flat. And I'm going to boost the 33. Boosting the 33 in the 12 kilohertz. Boosting the 33 at 12 kilohertz. Boosting the 33 at 12 too much. So now the 33 is just below 3 o'clock. That was 9 o'clock, sorry, before it was reduced. This one was reduced. Now, 33 is boosted to 3 o'clock. Going to go between the two. 33 boosted to 3 o'clock. 33 boosted to 3 o'clock. Classic, flat. Classic, flat. Little too much on the 33. I'm on the 33. I'm on the 33, flat. I'm on the 33. I'm on the 33, flat. I'm on the classic, 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 flat. I'm on the 33, I'm on the 33, yeah. I'm on the 33 flat, yeah. I'm on the 33 flat, yeah. I'm on the 33, 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 I'm on the classic, I'm on the classic, I'm on the classic, I'm on the classic. Well, on the 33, don't know. It is nice, I'm doing this, it's nice, but I do find that a little bit tiring after a while. It's a bit unnecessary, really. Back on the 33. Yeah, I find that just a little bit unnecessary. I'm beginning to wonder. There's Neumann's, there's all sorts of classic microphones, aren't there? Studio microphones with their sound. And I know I've done this before on the Preponderance of Presence, a video I did. I'm thinking it's game up, really, isn't it? Isn't it game up? We've got digital processors. If you want to, why not have everything and then use a processor now? Back in the day, maybe you couldn't. You probably could with analog, but you'd have to have multiple band EQs and blah, 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 blah. But seeing as most things are digital now anyway, get the cleanest, fullest signal to start with, and then you can do your baloney with all the stuff, like guitarists increasingly are doing with amp modelers and so on. Just the mic modelers. Well, they've got them already. So all these different shapes and sounds of mics, I don't even think, what's the point? So, okay, this one's got that 12 kilohertz peak. So you've got to ask, whose voice is that designed for? What if I want 9 kilohertz to suit my voice? but I've got 12 there, so I've got to reduce the 12 and then boost the 9. Or whatever else you want. I can't, whose voice are these things designed for? Everybody's coming out with these sound and these mics. For whose voice, particularly? Don't know. I think why not have it flat and then boost to suit or cut to suit seems to me to be the intelligent option. No? Am I missing something? Seeing as I'm here, I'm just going to go through these. Now, I can't remember what they are, so I'm going to alter them and see what they are by listening. What's this one then? I've forgotten. Oh, it doesn't seem to want to move. Moves that way. 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 Ah, so I can hear. That's got to be the bass roll off. Could you hear that? Yeah, 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 yeah. This one is, I remember, is going to get a bit of thunder because I'm touching the stand there a bit. This is the polar pattern, isn't it? So I've had it on cardioid the whole time to match the 33. If I move it right the way around here, what have I got? Seems to me to be omni, all the way around, all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. That's omni. Various degrees of blending these, as you can see. Straight up I know is cardioid then. Cardioid, 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 as we can hear. If I move all the way here, I believe that's figure of 8. Figure of 8. Oh, seems to be more bass there. Figure of 8, 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 figure of 8. Yes, figure of 8, figure of 8, figure of 8, figure of 8. So I'll put it back to cardioid. And then quite simply, this one is a level cut. Yep, yep, turning it. Yes, sorry about the pop. You can hear yes, of course. And there we go, almost gone. I'm strangely reluctant to get rid of it, yet at the same time, I ask myself, am I ever going to use it?